Well, let me say this. There ain't nobody in the Democratic Party of the United States of America that's more progressive than Jim Clyburn. Nobody. I met my late wife in jail protesting the status quo. John Lewis and I, you would not call John not progressive. But John would never yell, burn, baby, burn. John would never say defund the police. As progressive as he was, and I'm just as progressive as anybody else, but I'm practical about politics. And just because it works in my district doesn't mean I'm a label or cause my friends to have to adhere to it in their district.
So one obvious issue here is the use of the word progressive, and I've heard arguments from both sides of like whether to use that term or not. It's hard because it's a lot better than socialist, democratic socialist, or even social democrat, but it's also very, ambiguous, so many people can use it for many different things, like, oh, I'm a progressive. I am such a progressive person. And the way Jim Clyburn is using it here, he's saying that because of his prior engagement, he is a progressive now, which I disagree with. So it's great to respect his accomplishments in the past. It should be celebrated, it should be noted. But to be a progressive, you need to constantly be pushing for better, right? For progress. Like, what if Bernie Sanders or, any leader, MLK or anyone in the civil rights movement, anyone that was there, anybody pushing for policies back then, what if they said, like, now, we already changed, we made it, we're done with progress? That's not how it works. Jim Clyburn is the top of, I think, all time when it comes to taking contributions from big pharma companies. He pushes against any type of universal health care. Overall, he's a pretty conservative guy, and he frames this entire issue as, like, he's not going to use defund the police, Medicare for all. He's not going to use those terms that he deems politically not viable. But he also doesn't really follow the substance of those things. I would understand that. Like, defund the police, I hate that slogan. But he doesn't have anything to back it up in a, substantive way. He doesn't say, don't say defund the police, say divest and invest or something like that. He doesn't say, don't say Medicare for all, say, actual Medicare for all, like the Australian version or something. He doesn't have a substitute for that. He just says, overall, we're not going to fall to those policies. So that's different from framing issues. And you guys know, I love talking about how to properly sell issues and how to properly sell policy, but he's not talking like that. He is framing his politics as progressive because of what he did and saying he's pragmatic now because he won't join other progressives who are actually progressive today, and he won't push for anything past what we have right now. He wants to be very incremental with this. So what do you guys think? Is there someone else in the Democratic Party more progressive than Jim Clyburn? He says he's the most progressive. Leave that in the comments, and also make sure you hit subscribe and like the video so this gets put into the YouTube algorithm.